This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Thursday, December 29th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. And we start today with a look back at last week's historic blizzard that hit several parts of the U.S. We're getting an idea now of just how deadly it was. According to NBC News, the storm has killed more than 60 people that we know of so far. The deaths were recorded in 12 states between the Great Lakes near Canada and the Mexican border. The state of New York alone has recorded 34 deaths. One of the worst places hit was Buffalo. That's just about 3 hours northeast of Cleveland. And now Governor Mike DeWine is working with the Ohio Department of Transportation to help the people of Buffalo. New York asked multiple states for help clearing streets after the deadly storm last weekend, and ODOT is now sending a team of 28 workers to plow the snow. They took off from Ashtabula this morning, sent off with a big show of support from the community, and they'll be in Buffalo for 6 days. Now here in Akron, families are dealing with not having heat. We first told you about it over the weekend, and our Bree Buckley spoke to tenants at the Timber Top apartment complex. That's the same place where a woman died a few months ago from a carbon monoxide leak. The residents there say that the heat issue is only one of many problems that needs to be fixed.
They just don't seem to care about their tenants.
Ashley Brown has been without heat in her apartment for days. She says it went out on Christmas Eve, and it's been stressful with her 8-month-old daughter.
And we're monitoring her to make sure she's not getting too hot or too cold.
She's one of dozens of tenants at the Timber Top apartments in Akron who say they were left battling the freezing temperatures inside their home. Management tells us frozen pipes that burst caused the heat issues that still haven't been fixed.
You left people freezing, babies freezing.
Just over 2 months ago, a woman died in the same apartment complex after a carbon monoxide leak from one building's boiler. Longtime resident Starlene Angel says the entire situation could have been avoided.
Because it never should have happened. Never should have happened. There should be CO detectors on those boilers.
Several others, including Linda Breimer and her son, were exposed to the leak and forced out of their home for weeks.
We fell asleep in a carbon monoxide leak. Like, one person saved my life that night, saved my son's life that night.
But neighbors say they're frustrated that serious issues with big safety concerns continue to pile up, and management doesn't seem to care, as they fear another tragedy could happen.
They need to come down here and fix the problems. They need to come into our homes, see what we're living in, and correct the wrongs.
Management says they were offering hotel rooms to tenants without heat, but the residents we spoke to say they haven't been notified of that at all. A property spokesperson also told 3 News they would purchase carbon monoxide detectors for all 1,500 units after the leak.
They said that after the incident, all units were going to get monoxide detectors. None of us got them.
Definitely a lot of questions remaining there. We do know that the property manager says that they're working to fix the issue and hope to have heat restored in all apartments as soon as possible. And police in Akron are searching for the car belonging to a suspect who they say dragged a medic who was responding to an emergency. This happened yesterday when the medic was checking on a driver who had seemed to pass out behind the wheel at an intersection. But when the medic went to put the car in park, that's when police say the driver took off with the medic halfway inside. Akron Police posted a picture of the car to Facebook. They're describing it as a 2011 dark blue or black Mercedes E350 4MATIC sedan. This is a developing story, and we'll continue to update you on our website, WKYC.com. That's absolutely wild. Now, we do have good news for some citizens in Akron because city officials have lifted the precautionary boil water advisory from yesterday. The city's water division says that after testing the water, they can confirm it is safe to drink again. That advisory went into effect yesterday for parts of Fairlawn Heights, and Copley after a water main break and the unexpected shutdown of a water booster pumping station. Now in national news, the U.S. is joining a list of countries imposing travel restrictions on China where there's been a surge in COVID infections. Starting just 1 week from today, anyone coming to the U.S. from China will have to show a negative COVID test result before traveling to our country. The NBC's Bree Jackson tells us more.
Starting January 5th, the U.S. will require proof of a negative COVID test from anyone flying from China, regardless of nationality or vaccination status. This latest travel requirement comes as COVID patients fill up China's emergency rooms.
A lot of them got admitted to the hospital. They're not getting better in a day or two, so there's no flow.
China eased its zero COVID policy earlier this month following mass protests against restrictions. There are fears the virus could spread from overseas to the U.S., where cases are already on the rise. In the past 2 weeks, COVID-19 cases have increased 19% nationwide, with 3 Omicron subvariants making up nearly 90% of cases across New England.
Let's be clear. We are seeing a new variant out of New York, especially spikes in the Northeast.
Well, we'll see that, Corbett. There we go.
Doctors warn outbreaks are expected to get worse in the coming weeks.
We're expecting 6,000 to 8,000 deaths week over week well into January. So the worst is yet to come for the surge.
The surge in COVID cases is part of a triple-demic medical professionals are grappling with. Other respiratory viruses, including the flu and RSV, are also spreading.
It's not a mystery. I mean, we're all exposed to cold weather. We congregate indoors a lot more, holidays.
Health officials urge caution as people prepare to gather for New Year's celebrations.
Thank you, Bree. Certainly a good reminder that we all need to keep our health at top of mind. Now, in Bedford Heights, history is in the making. The Cole Israel Foundation Holocaust Memorial has officially become America's first national Holocaust memorial and will now appropriately be known as the Cole Israel National Holocaust Memorial. This morning, the community gathered to raise an American flag to commemorate the 62-year-old foundation's new status as a national landmark. The Holocaust Monument at Zion Memorial Park was officially dedicated in 1961 as a tribute to those who lost so many family members at the hands of Nazi Germany. The organization believes it to be the first of its kind in the country, and our Carmen Blackwell will have more on this story for us this evening. Just incredible. Now, if you're looking forward to celebrating New Year's Eve out on the town this weekend, we can tell you that the city of Cleveland isn't holding an official public event this year, but lots of bars and restaurants and places around town Cleveland will be holding celebrations of their own. For example, there's Chagrin Falls, which will be celebrating the 10th straight year of hosting their own special New Year's tradition. The giant popcorn ball will drop on Saturday night. Yes, that is a popcorn ball that you see covered in lights. They place it high atop the flagpole at the Triangle in downtown Chagrin Falls, and they slowly lower it in the final seconds of the year. That is a big popcorn ball. And that brings us to our question of the day. New Year's Eve is just 2 days away, so we want to know, what are you most looking forward to in 2023? You can post your comment to the WKYC Facebook page and also the 3 What's New Facebook group, and we will talk about it during What's New at 4 o'clock. I'm a big fan of the uncertainty that a new year always brings, so I am very much looking forward to the unknown and to one more show tomorrow to close out this year with all of you. Thank you for being with us for another edition of 3 News Daily. We'll see you back tomorrow with more of your top stories from Northeast Ohio to close out this 2022.